Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a VR. I'm actually filming a couple videos today and I'm kind of excited because I'm filming a VR and I feel like I haven't done a VR in ages. But this is going to be a VR to Kellybear and her 5 decks I can't live without. And I'm just gonna tell y'all right now, I am cheating like so bad because I'm gonna have my 5 tarot decks I can't live without and my 5 oracle decks I can't live without. And yes, I know that makes me a total cheater McCheater pants, but I'm okay with that because I have things I want to share. So 5 tarot, 5 oracle, yay! Which also means this will probably be longer than some of the other videos that have been VRs on this topic. If pressed, I could possibly narrow it down and I might just do that at the end of this video. We'll see. But for now, I'm just gonna jump right in. So let's talk about the first tarot deck, and these are in no particular order because I'm not about to rank them because it's hard enough as it is. So the first tarot deck that I could not live without is my original copy of the Osho Zen Tarot. This is the copy I have had since I was about 2021, maybe 19, I can't remember, somewhere in that ballpark. What is with the flail? I don't know, I'm talking with my hands a lot today. At any rate, I have trimmed this original copy of the Osho Zen Tarot. I trimmed the black borders off the sides and the top and edged it in a black. This is a very well-loved copy of the deck, but it is my OG. It is the deck that I read with all by itself for a very long time. And when I first got this deck, as some of you will know because I've told this story before, I threw away the guidebook, like in the trash, because I wanted to learn how to read intuitively. Before I threw it out, I did read it, but then I threw it away because I didn't want to rely on it and I knew that I would. So as a result, I had to work harder to remember the parables and the meanings behind the cards. And I felt like I formed a really tight bond with this particular deck. It's still my home deck in the sense that I feel very, very, very comfortable with every single image, and I have lots I can say about every single image. I don't often reach for it anymore simply because I really enjoy the variety in my collection, but it is still home, and if I was ever like, I just need to get depth and I need an answer right now and I don't want to have to think about it, this would definitely be a deck that I would consider reaching for. And if there was ever some kind of tragic thing happening, like something's on fire, I would grab this for no other reason than this was the first deck I ever had. And so it's got a lot of nostalgia and it's got a lot of my energy in it and I adore it. I have repurchased a copy of the deck. I actually got it secondhand from somebody locally, so I paid like $5 for it, but it allowed me to get back the book, thank goodness, and I do have a backup copy of all the cards, of course, which is wonderful. Those ones are not trimmed and they're just stored in case I need them or want them. The guidebook in this deck is really wonderful. It's not full color, but what is neat is that for every single card, oh, this is a very well-loved copy of the guidebook, but for every single card, you get a commentary, and this is sort of like what the card means, what it's all about, and then there's sort of like, they call it, do they call it anything? No, but there's sort of like a Zen, a bit of Zen writing. Zen writing? Is that a thing? But there's a write-up that dives a little deeper into the card and what it means. And some of the cards have more of the writing on this page, some have less, but they all have about the same amount here in the original commentary. The guidebook is really, really wonderful. This deck does come with an extra card called the Master, which has an image of Osho himself, which I don't use in the deck. It bugged me when I first got the deck. I was like, I don't know who that dude is, and I don't want to read with it. And it's funny because this is the only deck that I felt that strongly about an extra card, but for whatever reason, I didn't jive with it. So yeah. But when, in the years that I went without having a copy of the original guidebook, I did manage to stumble on a really wonderful extra book that some of you who have worked with the Osho Zen may not know about. It's called Tarot in the Spirit of Zen, The Game of Life. And this is a book that is also by Osho, and it has actually a little pop-out for all of the major arcana of the Osho Zen, which I've never popped out, but I have been tempted to pop them out and have like a little mini copy of the majors from the deck, which ironically, I just realized that the pop-out majors does not include that extra master card, which is kind of cool. Anyway, So those are full color and they're in the back so you can work with this book. But this is a deeper dive. So for every single card you get a full like sort of write-up about that card. So if you have the deck itself, you may want to look for a copy of this if you really enjoy this particular type of approach to the tarot. You'll probably really enjoy this book. Sorry, this is not a review. I'm supposed to be telling you, actually no, whatever. It's my channel, I'll do what I want. So anyways, I really enjoy this, and this would definitely be one of the 5 tarot decks I could not live without. So another one that I could not live without, I just get this out of the way right now because y'all know it's coming, is my beautiful Mons Tarot. It does come in a, I say come, but it's out of print right now. It comes in a 2-piece box, but the 2-piece box doesn't have thumb holes in it, or thumb cutouts in it, so it can be a little bit annoying to get it open. Pretty plain on the inside. Peggy embroidered me a very special bag for this deck that is here. She actually recreated the Mons Tarot logo and embroidered it for me. It's just beautiful. When I was at Northwest Tarot Symposium, I also picked up a copy of this cute little, this is the Strength card figure. And so I picked that up and it hangs on the bag as well. This bag and this box are used if I want to take the Mons Tarot with me anywhere, but I have actually am just waiting on a custom box from Dustin at ModernMetaphysicMan for the box that these cards will live in when they're just out on my shelf, because they are out on my shelf all of the time and they just kind of sit in a pile. I've been saying all of this and not showing you any of the art, but I mean, if you're new here, welcome. This is my soul deck. I show it a lot on my channel, but I really love this deck. I love the imagery. I feel like it's perfect for me when I just want a reading for myself. I don't really use this deck for clients. It's just, it feels like it's my personal deck. It feels like it was made just for me. Look at this 3 of Swords. Oh, there's a ton of emotion in this deck, a ton of personality, and it's got a quirkiness, and I just, oh man, I just love it so much. It doesn't shy away from the sad stuff and the difficult stuff in the tarot, but it approaches it all in this just beautiful way. I don't know how else to describe it. I love this deck. I love it so much. It is probably, possibly, maybe coming back out on Kickstarter later this year or early next year, so keep your eyes peeled. But in the meantime, there is another deck that Joanna Nelson has created called the Whispering Spirits, and it is just as stunning. And if you are drawn more to, I would say, spirit or air energy, this one feels very grounded in comparison to her Whispering Spirits, which has more of that ethereal, winged creature kind of feel to it. Worth checking out for sure. And I believe that Kickstarter is finished, but you will be able to get it. I've said all of this on my channel before, but I just, you guys, it's so great. So second deck I could definitely not live without. The third deck that I definitely would not want to live without, tarot deck, because remember I'm cheating, is my Sawyer's Path Tarot Tiles by Jamie Sawyer, who created the Sawyer's Path Tarot. These are so wonderful in basically every way. I just love them. They're so unique. On the back of every one are wood-burnt astrological and elemental glyphs. You have everything you need. It's a wonderful study deck for that reason, because it has the astrology and elemental information so easily found. Plus, it's just amazing to me to be able to reach into a bag and draw tiles. These are really wonderful because they're so small. Like, here's the Mons Tarot card, and here's a tarot tile. They're little bitty. They are hard to get right now because Jamie's only producing them very infrequently, and when she does produce them, she does an announcement on her Instagram and lets you know when they will be stocked in her shop, and they're sort of in her Etsy shop. They're kind of first come, first serve. How do you say that? Yeah. Anyway, they are a prized possession. I really love them, and well, I'm throwing them, but I love them. I love them. So that is my, yeah, I just distracted myself. Anyway, that is the number 3 thing I cannot live without. Peggy made me a special bag for these, so these live. This is like a custom sized bag, so it's even bigger than her usual big sized bag, but it's like the perfect size, and I keep in it a little bitty mini cloth that Peggy made me a while back. It's got this cute little, what do you call that? what do you call that? A crystal ball. Oh my gosh. In the center of it, and then it's just plain on the back. And this just stays bunched up or folded up in the bag with these tiles. I love these. I love these. And they're wonderful if I ever want to do really large spreads and still be able to, like, say, take a good picture and things like that. So these are wonderful. The fourth tarot deck that I can't live without is new to my collection, and I'm head over heels, and it is the Light Seers Tarot by Donnelly. These are so stunning. I love them, love them, love them. They are edged in green. The artwork is gorgeous. Every single image just tells a wonderful story. You could literally, if you like using tarot for creative writing, this would be so great for that because there's just so much happening. There's a whole narrative behind every single card, and that narrative is actually represented beautifully in the guidebook. There's a bit of a narrative portion to each card in the guidebook, as well as a divinatory meaning. All the artwork makes beautiful sense to me. I just love this deck. Aesthetically, it's wonderful. The cardstock is wonderful. It is, I think, going to be hard to get in this format in the future, so I've put it in one of the top 5 I can't live without, because I don't know that this is a very replaceable deck. It will be coming out mass market in a pocket size, which I may also buy because I love it so much. But this original Kickstarter version, there's going to be some extra copies, I believe, available for sale through Chris-Anne, but I'm pretty sure there's a waiting list. I think those are going to sell out really fast, and then they're going to be gone, and it'll be mass market. So I treasure these. The last tarot deck that I don't think I could live without, since, again, cheating, and there's going to be Oracle decks I'm talking about in a minute, is the Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. This is a deck that I use as part of my spiritual practice. I keep it in this Peggy bag. I work with this deck on the dark moon, well, for a full dark moon cycle, so from new moon, dark moon to dark moon, new moon to new moon, whatever terminology you want to use. But slowly but surely, I am getting to know these goddesses. There's so much depth and potency in this deck. It's really unique. It's really, really powerful. It comes with a, I think this one actually may now also be out of print. You may still be able to get your hands on some copies through some various resellers, but I believe that the artist herself doesn't have any more available. It comes with like a little white book, but even this little white book is really, really good. Each card just has a short saying. So for, what is this one? The Lovers, who is Freya. I'm just going to hold this back up and read you what it says, because it's really short, but it's potent, right? Oh no, I threw it. Okay. Every video, guys. Okay. I can do this. Freya. There's Freya. It says, Norse goddess of love and beauty, and then the saying is, love is power made beautiful. Love is power made beautiful. And every card in this deck has a one-liner like that. Now also, there is a much deeper, more detailed guidebook that you can get for these cards. It's digital. What I did was I purchased the Android smartphone app instead, because that contains the text of the full guidebook, but also has full color images, and I can also use it to draw cards if I would like. So far, I only work with this deck one single card at a time, 1 month at a time. So it's a very slow building relationship, but it's extremely unique. I eventually hope to be able to use this by properly, to be able to lay it out like a tarot deck and use it for larger spreads and things like that. But I'm okay if that never happens, because I get so much out of working with this deck just at the dark moons and sitting with that energy for a month and seeing how it shows up in my life. It's a very mindful practice, and it's one I really treasure. And it would be a difficult deck to replace. So this is in my top 5 tarot decks I can't live without. Okay, now that we are through with the first 5 and on to the next 5, because I'm a cheater. I'm going to keep calling myself a cheater because I know y'all are going to call me a cheater. Let's talk about the 5 Oracle decks I don't want to live without. So the first one probably comes as no surprise, and it is the Dow Oracle. Look at this freaking guidebook. Like, it's enormous. The guidebook alone is 300 and 15 pages, not counting the bibliography. This is an oracle deck by the same artist from the Osho Zen Tarot, but this is based on the I Ching. The I Ching is a standalone divination system of its own, much like the tarot, and so since there is a card for each hexagram within the I Ching system, this is a very balanced deck. I love that. This is a very versatile deck because you can read it like an oracle deck. You can just pull a card, and on each card you'll have a title, you'll have some really potent and expansive keywords along the bottom, and just that is so wonderful for reading with. But there is also a way to work with these cards and cast coins I Ching style and learn about the I Ching as a system. And I mean, there are so many ways you can work with this deck. If I had to pick just one oracle deck that I could keep, this would probably be the one, simply because it has so much that you can do with it. It's so versatile and it's so balanced, and there's 60, I believe there's 64 cards. Pretty sure there's 64 cards. I'm not gonna try and count. Stop looking. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking. But I think there's 64, something like that. However many hexagrams there are in the I Ching, that is how many cards there are. So it's quite a hefty system as well. And it works beautifully next to the tarot because, again, it's very balanced. And yeah, this was my primary oracle deck for a very long time. The other oracle deck that I would not want to live without is Anna Turian's Oracle of Echoes. This is a smaller deck, but it is a potent deck. This is what the backings look like. You can still purchase this, I believe, on Anna's Etsy shop. I hope I'm not wrong about that. Her artwork is very powerful. This is, while a small deck, and by small I think it has 40-ish, 30 or 40-ish cards, but while it's not super huge, it's very balanced. There is positive and shadow cards, or light and shadow cards in here. It's really wonderful for anything involving relationship or healing. It's just a really, really beautiful deck, and I love this image, Spirit Heals. It's just, I have not a lot. It's just a good all-arounder. This is one that a lot of people talk about for good reason, because it's just very, very balanced and relatable. So this is really wonderful. I wouldn't want to live without it. Another oracle deck that I would not want to live without is my Illuminated Earth Oracle by Claire Mack. I've talked about this a bunch on my channel. This is, again, a very balanced oracle deck. I'm just going to show you a few cards. It's very, very earthy. I feel like there's just a lot of versatility in this deck as well. It's very, very grounded, and I just really enjoy working with it. I've edged my copy in like a navy blue, and it's matte. Cardstock is lovely. I really, really enjoy this one. And two more oracle decks, and then I will actually tell you what my final 5 picks would be if I had to just narrow it down. Mass market, there are 2 oracle decks that I wouldn't want to have to live without. One is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. This is by Kelly Sullivan Walden, and the artwork is by Rasuli. This artwork takes my breath away. This deck is really wonderful to work with. It's beautiful for personal... Whoa. Why do we have upside down cards? I bet you Peggy used this for pictures. I don't shuffle them that way. Oh no, the whole thing. Okay, well, anyways, I'll twitch about this later. Right after this video. Who am I kidding? Anyway, the artwork is really, really gorgeous. I'm throwing the cards at the tripod. Yep. The keywords are wonderful. The messages are wonderful. The guidebook is incredible. What's neat about this deck as well is that it is an oracle deck, but it also speaks, it would be a wonderful, wonderful deck to use specifically for dream analyzing or dream interpretation, because in every card there is actually a comment about the dream symbols. So for example, the Ocean of Emotion card, the dream symbol is the ocean, and it teaches you about how dreams of the ocean can have particular meanings So you can use this in multiple ways. You can use it for dream work. You can also just use it as a straight up oracle or personal growth deck. So I love this one. And the last oracle deck that I would prefer to not have to live without is my Animal Kin Oracle by Sarah Wilder. This is the Hay House edition. This deck is stunning. And if this had been in their $9 deck sale, which it was not, but if it had been, I would have picked up an extra copy just for like a giveaway, because it is just, oh, you guys, I love this. I love the artwork. I love how simple and straightforward it is. And as an animal deck goes, you get the name of the animal and a really great expansive keyword. So kookaburra is amusement. Amusement. Cow is nourishment. And they're such a springboard for intuitive work. Buffalo is gratitude. Crab is trust. And there's suits to this deck. It does have earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. There's a ton of cards in here. It's a 65 card deck. I love me a meaty oracle deck. So yeah, I love this one. I would not want to have to live without it. And it is a mass market deck. I'm pretty sure you can still get this from Hay House directly or from resellers that carry Hay House decks. I love it so much. And it's definitely my favorite animal oracle deck. Okay. I've got my pile next to me. I'm going to now, without having planned ahead, pick the 5 that I would not want to live without. And actually play by the rules here at the end at least. So I'm going to pick my mom's tarot, of course, that's an easy pick. I'm going to pick my tarot tiles because they are my beloveds. I'm going to pick my Osho Zen and my Dow Oracle. So my Dow Oracle is here, and my Osho Zen is here, and that only leaves me one more. Is it going to be Oracle or is it going to be Tarot? It's going to be my Illuminated Earth Oracle. So that would be the 5 decks that I would not want to live without. That was really hard. It was really hard, and I had to leave behind some... Oh, shoot. Ugh. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to call it done. Struggle is real though, because I'm like looking at my Dark Goddess Tarot like, maybe I want her more than I want one of these. It's fine. It's fine because this is not real. This is just pretend. I'll be okay. Alright, I better wrap this up before my camera cuts me off and I have to do splicing because I hate that. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, for watching and listening to the 5 tarot and 5 oracle decks I don't want to live without, and the 5 overall that I would narrow it down to if I absolutely had to. I really had fun doing this one, and I will talk to you all again very, very soon. I hope you have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. I'll talk to you all later. Bye!